We were just talking about, defecation and things of that, ilk. Everybody to the program. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello, world.
You've stumbled across yet another special edition of the None of the Above podcast, featuring myself, your intrepid host, Corey Allen, your leader of this adventure. With me, as always, my companion, co-conspirator, everybody's favorite North Country wildflower, Miss Anna Rose.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Tired. How are you?
Yeah, the same. We've
You're
covered that ad nauseum. Right? Say it again.
Feeling better?
I feel better. I'm still just as blind as a bat, Jack. Which is really inaccurate because bats aren't blind, but I don't know where the saying comes from. A dumb Hicks understanding of, echolocation or whatever, but
it's just making me fired up. We need to change the subject.
What if we need
I get all fired up on this subject?
How can we lead a revolution if we don't get fired up?
I don't know.
It
just makes me so angry. Like, why am I paying for something and then still always having to pay? I'm always having to pay.
Yeah. And then some, and more and more and more. And if you do pay, well, then you get pay next time. You get more and more pay. But there are some people that get by in this world and have to pay anything, and they get everything they want. They have way less anxiety than us, than me, anyway.
Yeah.
They don't worry. They don't struggle. They talk about how oppressed they are. All these different people. Not any one particular. Everybody is complaining about being oppressed. And we're all fucking spoiled rotten. We don't even know what it's like to suffer. None of us. These fuckers out here walking around, they compare themselves to like Harriet Tubman and, fucking Martin Luther King and shit. Like, give me a break. You're not even in the same universe as those people. They suffered. They were treated like horrible people, like less than human.
Yeah.
God dang it. You and me don't have it rough. You and me got it good. Compared to, definitely compared to, people in the past. Our lives are made so much easier for us every single. We don't even have to drive a car where our butt isn't warm.
I was just explaining to my daughter. She was complaining about something, and I was like, "Well, honey, that's kind of a first world problem." She's like, "What's that?" Yeah. So I'm like, we had to explain what that is. I'm like, not really a problem.
Yeah.
It's just a problem to us because we're so used to,
It's really just a minor inconvenience.
Inconvenience, really, yeah.
Like having to get a new roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like being done and looking, oh, God dang it, I got to get it. So, have to get a new roll. Oh, well, it's over, But a lot of people will freak out about that. If I've got a bad day, that'll set me off. I'll be pissed off. I'll throw that damn roll of toilet paper across the freaking house. We're soft, man.
I know. We're really soft.
My parents came up so much. I know it's a boomer thing to say, and I'm not even a boomer. But, my parents, they came and they worked and did it. They did. My mom was a cotton picker, for fuck's sake, man. My daddy traveled. They all traveled and just, oh, my God. Never even finished school.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine not like stopping school in the 8th grade?
I know. My grandma stopped school in the 8th grade because her daddy died. And so she had to start. She was the oldest. So she had to start working, bring in money.
My dad stopped in 8th grade. But I think my mom went to 10th. But they moved to Arkansas. And then they moved from Arkansas to St. Louis.
She went out there and started picking cotton. That's what she
My
did.
mom, yeah, well, that was in the old days. That was down south.
That's what my grandma did.
Oh yeah, yeah. My mom was saying she only did it for a while, and then they were sharecroppers or whatever they call it, and then they moved up here.
Yeah, my
Her mom
grandma
got
was
sick.
there when she was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
And she moved up to St. Louis so that she could she'd make more money up here so she could send
Yeah,
it back
send it
down.
home. My mom had to take care of the family because her mom got sick and had to be put in a home.
Yeah.
Huntington's chorea. You ever hear of that? Huntington's disease.
I've heard of that. Huntington's
Yeah.
disease.
It affects the central nervous system. There was a story about where they belted her to the radiator because she was flailing around so bad. Now, I don't know. My mom wasn't one to lie, so I don't know if that was, but there's got to be some truth to the story. She was flailing about, and they tied her down to something. But this was at Arsenal in St. Louis, down at the Arsenal, like insane asylum or whatever it's called. It's an insane asylum, but I don't think they call it that anymore. I delivered rats there.
Yeah, my grandpa's dad. My mom never met him, but she remembers my grandpa saying like just really horrible stories about him growing up. And then my mom was little. My grandma and grandpa came to her and said, "Well, your grandpa passed away." She'd never met him before, but he was in an insane asylum for like the last 30 years of his life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They were just crazy. Like schizophrenics and stuff.
Yeah. Paranoid, schizophrenic.
And very abusive. That's what my grandpa used to say, that his dad was very, very abusive to him. So like my grandma like one night left with all the kids and, just crazy ass stuff from the South. And nobody like had anything. My grandpa didn't have anything. Like he would talk about an orange that he would get for Christmas.
Yeah, my mom did. We talked about that at the Christmas episode.
So I'm like, and then my kids over here talking about whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's not really a problem,
Yeah. You didn't get your iPad is the wrong color.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got the wrong stuffed animal at the thing today.
Right.
Everybody's was a mystery and you didn't get the koala. You got the frog and now you're all upset.
Because you wanted the koala. Your life is ruined. As Brene would say, ruined.
Ruined.
So I wanted to touch on this because a lot has happened. We talked about this a while back. The fuck, they sent some more people to the moon.
Yes, to the dark side of the moon.
Well, the other people went to the dark side too, though. It really isn't a dark side. It's just the side we don't see very often.
Right. I know. So what do you think about that? What's your...
Well, I'm excited. As soon as I heard them saying that they had a planned mission and they were building a ship, and this is years ago that they were talking about. Orion has been talked about for 10 years? It's been a long time coming. Which I don't understand, because they called maybe just the lander portion of it is called integrity, but they kept saying integrity. So maybe the control module is Orion and the ship that gets them from Earth to the moon's orbit, and then integrity is the ship that takes them down to the surface. Anyway, I'm just saying, I was confused during the coverage of it, but I was excited because I want them to prove once and for all whether or not they went in 69. Apollo 11. Unequivocally, I want that to be taken off the debate for eternity. I want it to be done. I was disappointed in the photography and the footage and the coverage of it from their perspective. Like, they could have taken their iPhone and taken pictures out of the glass window and had better footage than what they gave us.
Well, like it's 2026. You're telling me that's all the best you can get?
Exactly. And I understand that it looks unreal because we're not used to seeing stuff like that. I get it that it's not, I'm looking out in my backyard right now. That's normal. I expect to see that stuff. But looking at a foreign alien All that is different. So I understand that it's going to look a little off, but it didn't look any better than the shit they fed us in the 60s and 70s.
No.
And I don't
I was
understand.
thinking, I was like, is this what they felt like back then? Do you think this is what they felt like?
No, they were way more gullible.
They were like, this is so cool.
Yes. They were way more susceptible to what was being presented to them. They swallowed it much easier back then than they do now. People are more informed now. People are more, what do you call it? Skeptical. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were people back then that said they're lying.
Also,
we didn't go.
Yes.
We didn't. They're not up there on the moon. Are you kidding me? The moon? Give me a break. Look at it. You reckon they're up there? No way. Supposedly my granddad, who I never met, believed that. But, like I said, supposedly. One of the, I don't remember what her name is. She's one of the astronauts. She's not doing real well now that they're back. She's having trouble assimilating back to Earth's gravity and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was only up there 10 days too, man. There's been people in...
I mean, I'm sure not. They wouldn't have sent her up there if she had health issues.
Yeah, no, I'm sure she was totally checked out and then rechecked out and poked and prodded and probed and all the things.
And then rechecked out again just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, like the day before. And the whole time they were up there monitoring her health the whole time.
So what is it?
I don't know. It just the article I read said that she was having difficulties adjusting to Earth's atmosphere and gravity stuff.
I hadn't heard that, but I was curious. Like, I don't know.
It could have been just, I don't remember where it was at. I read a lot of shit on the internet.
Yeah, and I have been like getting less and less on the internet. I don't know I just like I just do my own thing here in my little bubble and just try not to even figure out what's going on in the world some days. It's too complicated. It hurts my brain.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what news you're looking at.
Or I get angry.
I get angry all the time. Looking at social media is what angers me. It's not the news.
Me too. And I just stay off it. Now I just stay off it completely because I just get mad all the time. And then I'm like, I don't want to be like that. So I just every once in a while I'll get on there. If I'm like trying to fall asleep or something, I might scroll a little, but that's it.
Yeah, I don't do it before I go to bed much. Usually do it while I'm taking a break at work or taking a dump.
Yeah.
It kills time while you're pooping. It's just so shitty and negative. And I hate it the way that it works. Because if you stop and read something that's shitty and negative, even if at the end of it you tell yourself, all right, I'm not going to look at it anymore, that kind of shit. And the algorithm thinks that's what you're interested in. So it feeds you 10 more just like that. I know. Enticing you to click and read and do all the things, look at the comments. And because that's what I always do is look at what people say about it. And that's what makes me so mad. And that's why don't I not look at it?
Yeah, just don't look at it.
Why don't I not look at it? It's gonna be the death of us, man. It's gonna be the death of us. You ever read in the book of Revelations in the Bible?
No.
We talk about the Antichrist, mark of the beast, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Social media might be the mark of the beast. Computers and stuff. Internet.
Mark of the beast could be so many things.
Well, no, but the Bible's real specific about what it is. It's numbers. It's a series
Hobby
of
Lobby thinks it's the barcode. That's why they don't have barcodes on theirs.
Can you name one thing that's bought or sold in this country without a fucking UPC?
Yeah, stuff from Hobby Lobby.
Well, I'm just saying, other than I'm saying that there's evidence to support their theory.
Yeah.
I have literally thousands and thousands and thousands of them around me all day, every day. And it has to be on there to be bought or sold. That's part of what the verses say. It can't be bought or sold. You can't do commerce without it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they also say that it's on your forehead or the back of your hand. But that's to come.
Not for not too long. But
they already have it. They already have a thing that you can implant in under your skin.
I know.
The scan. It's an NFC.
Yeah.
You ain't implanting nothing in me, bub. Better make sure you kiss me first. There's always something that you just go, man, how does that happen? How does that occur? There is wonder in the world still.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's so much other stuff drowning that out. I want to filter. That's what I need, is some kind of filter to filter out all that other stuff and just let that wonder, that sense of wonder and glee. There isn't enough glee in the world. Just general, let's just be happy to be happy. How do I achieve that, man?
Because it's a mindset. That's hard to do.
No, you're going back to brainwash, man. No, I'm not trying to change the way I'm looking at stuff. I'm trying to change the things that are fucked up when I look at them.
Yeah, but you can't control everything.
There you are with the can't again. Is it hard or impossible? You're just like my union president. We can't. Is it hard and shitty if we do? Yes. Could we do it? Yes. Then don't say can't. It's easier if we don't.
Well, like, I work over an hour away. I can't make my job come any closer.
No, you can't physically you could quit your job and get one closer to home. So yes, you can do that.
But I can't have the job I have now.
Correct. But can't is the inappropriate word, is what I'm saying. You don't want to. You want this job, and it's located farther away.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean you can't move your job closer, does it? You could quit and work at the gas station on the corner. You could, right?
Right, I could.
Then that means you can't move your job closer to home is inaccurate.
I could work closer to home, but I cannot move my job that I am doing, that I like to do, closer to home.
True enough. I think the point I'm trying to get at is that people say can't when it isn't really can't. It's that
I know.
you don't like the solution.
I know.
The solution doesn't fit being the perfect thing. It's an optional solution that could work, but people don't want to do it. I'm as guilty of it as anybody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, being preachy or nothing. Talking and bullshitting. You know how we do.
Oh, I know you are, because every single time I tell you to get a new job, what do you say?
Yeah, well, I can't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I probably would say nobody wants to hire me for what I make now at my age. I would have to take a pay cut to go somewhere else, but I could. It would be hard. It's hard to start over at my age. I know people that have done it, but
yeah,
I don't know if I got what it takes to do that at this stage. I wasn't meaning anyone specific. I was saying people in general. That's what they do. My union president and me, people in general do that.
My kids say stuff all the time, and they'll be like, "I can't," blah blah blah. And I'll be like, "Not with that attitude,"
Yeah, you could. You don't want to.
Right. If you can't say you can't, then you probably can't. But if you say you can, you probably can.
Can't would imply that it's physically impossible.
Right.
That you're unable to do it because you don't have the ability to do it. That is not accurate. You do have the ability to do it. You could become a bulldozer operator and make $75,000 a year operating heavy machinery. You could do that. You ain't gonna, for lots of different reasons. No desire, for one. Other than the 75 grand, you'd love to make 75 grand a year, I'm sure. Although it is about some interesting
topics. Let's talk about our topic.
The Mandela Effect.
Yeah.
Well, Have you ever remembered something so clearly and then found out it never happened? You remember the line exactly. You can hear the voice. You can see the scene. You can maybe even picture where you were the first time that you heard it. But then someone pulls up the clip or the book, the logo, and it's different. Not a little different, but completely different. Now, welcome to the strange, fascinating world of the Mandela Effect. The term was coined by paranormal researcher Fiona Broome after she discovered that thousands of people shared a vivid memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. Problem was, he didn't. Mandela was released in 1990 and later became president of South Africa. So, how could so many people remember something that never happened? Well, that question cracked open a cultural rabbit hole. Maybe you remember the famous line from Star Wars when The Empire Strikes Back is, Luke, I am your father. Except that's not the line. Maybe you'd swear the cereal was spelled Frootloop's, Fruit Loops, or was it Fruitloops? What about that children's book series? Was it Berenstain Bears or was it the Berenstain Bears? These aren't just typos, they're shared misrememberings, collective glitches in memory that seem too specific and too widespread to brush off as mere coincidence. Some people see the Mandela effect as a proof of alternative timelines, a ripple in reality, a sign that somewhere, somehow the universe shifted and we shifted with it. Others believe it's evidence of parallel dimensions brushing up against our own. But science offers a different explanation. Psychologists point to the fallibility of memory. Memory isn't a recording, it's a reconstruction. And each time we recall something, we rebuild it, filling in gaps, smoothing edges, influenced by suggestion, repetition, and cultural shorthand. Our brains are brilliant storytellers, even when the story isn't perfectly true. And here's the twist. The more confident you are in a memory, the less that guarantees its accuracy. So what does that mean for us? In an age where misinformation spreads at the speed of a click, where headlines blur with half-truths and nostalgia paints the past in brighter colors, the Mandela effect feels bigger than movie quotes and cereal boxes. It forces us to confront something unsettling. If our memories can't always be trusted, what can? Today, we're going to explore the biggest Mandela effects, the psychology behind false memories, the cultural forces that shape what we know, and yes, even the theories that stretch the boundaries of reality itself. Because whether you see it as neuroscience, social contagion, or a crack in the fabric of the universe, one thing is certain. The Mandela effect isn't just about remembering things wrong. It's about how reality is shaped by the stories we tell and the ones we swear are true. So settle in, question everything, and ask yourself, what else do you remember that never happened? So, Nelson Mandela. Do you remember Nelson Mandela? You were born about the time all this stuff was going on with him, but
Yeah,
South Africa,
I remember
apartheid.
him. I don't remember him dying in prison. I remember him being alive when I was
Yeah,
little.
yeah. I remember him being in prison, and I remember him being released from prison, and I remember him becoming the president of South Africa. I don't know a whole lot about the apartheid. I don't even know what that means, really. I think it means white people coming in and taking over. It's kind of what the native people there were black. It's fucking Africa. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and the Dutch, I think they're from Amsterdam. Is that Netherlands? That's the Dutch, right? I
Yeah.
think they moved in and took stuff over. Afrikaner. But apparently, lots of other people believe that he died in prison and that collective misremembering it has coined what this Mandela effect is. I
Wait,
think
why
that
do
it
so many people remember it differently?
Well,
Like,
I don't know
what
why.
yeah, like it would make me want to like think back to like what was going on in that time. Some people got the information that he died somehow, and that's what they thought. Like, where did they get that information from? Like, where does this all happen? Or do people really just, I don't know. Because like even with like the Fruit of the Loom one, people have went back and like had old clothes that had it on there, you know?
Right. Right.
So
It's
like it can be proven sometimes.
it can. I think that let's take the Star Wars one. I've got a whole list here. Luke, I am your father. That's the one that most people can call it because you say, okay, do you remember that scene where Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and they go, yeah, Luke, I am your father. What they're remembering is like Chris Farley doing it in Tommy Boy into the fan on his desk when his dad gave him a job right out of college.
Yep.
Luke, I am your
Yep.
father. And that immediately brings up that scene, but it's not a direct quote of that scene.
Right.
And that's what most people remember, even though more people saw the original Empire Strikes Back than saw Tommy Boy say it. The current collective consciousness remembers Chris Farley saying it in Tommy Boy. Look, here's one that I can't get my fucking mind around. Okay. There's a couple that I experienced in my life. The Nelson Mandela thing, I don't get that one because the Luke, I'm your father, I know that that's not what he says. I remember the movie. I've seen it probably 30 times. No, I am your father. That's what he says. That's the direct line. He told me you killed him. No, I am your father. So I know. But I also know that I've seen Tommy Boy about 15 times.
Yeah.
And Chris Farley says that, and that's what people remember. So you probably won't know this one, but Fruit of the Loom is a male underwear brand. I guess they make women's underwear too, but men wear. And my daddy always wore Fruit of the Loom underwear. When I was a kid, on the tag and the packaging that came with Fruit of the Loom underwear, Fruit of the Loom. Do you know what a cornucopia is?
Yeah, it had that on.
Little fucking wicker basket full of fruit.
Thanksgiving thing.
Thanksgiving, exactly right. That was on the underwear and the packaging and the commercials. Nope. They never had a cornucopia. The Fruit of the Loom logo has never included a cornucopia, yet many people distinctly remember one.
I have seen videos of people who have pulled out their old clothes from then and it had a cornucopia.
Well, according to the internet, that's incorrect. It can't be because the Fruit of the Loom logo has never. Now, I can't explain why people remember that. Do we just infer the cornucopia because we just think that all those fruits belong in a cornucopia?
No, because when I've never seen it any other place. I would have.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Where would this have been injected into media, like the Tommy Boy thing?
Like
I could
if
see
it was up to me and I had to create something, it'd be a bowl.
All the bowl
would be in a bowl. Fruit of the Loom in a bowl. I would never, in my brain, put it in a cornucopia.
Well, I totally.
But I did because
that's what a cornucopia is. It's also called in some cultures the horn o' plenty, meaning that it's like overflowing with, fruit, bounty. So where would that be injected? Where would that have come from? Like, once it's skit shows and movies? No. Who? You don't remember a lot of jokes about Fruit of the Loom. You are seeing pictures or posters or T-shirts or do you know what I'm saying? Like, how would that be injected into society other than marketing material for the Fruit of the Loom brand underwear?
Yeah.
All right. What about this? Is the other one. When I was a kid, there was a book series called the Berenstain Bears. They were called the Berenstain Bears.
That's what I call them.
Bernstein.
Bernstein
Stein. Bernstein. Some people said Bernstein.
I never heard that.
Technically Stine would be Stein, but the Hebrew or Abramatic, if they were Jewish, it could be Steen, Stein.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely wasn't Berenstain.
No,
Bears.
never heard that.
I never heard it.
We said Bernstein Bears.
Yes. Yes. There's a guy that I watch and follow on the internet. His name is, he's the Angry Video Game Nerd. Your kids would probably know who he is.
Probably.
The video game playing ones of them anyway. But he went up to in his attic. He did a thing on Mandela Effect, and he went up to his attic and he got all of his old books and shit from when he was a kid. He's saved everything. He's nuts. He's a hoarder. He's got so much stuff.
Yeah, and
James Rolfe is his name.
And
it was Berenstain. It was Berenstain.
Really?
I have some somewhere, but I can't find them. I've been looking and looking. I distinctly remember it being Berenstain. There was even like TV series and stuff. Like there ought to be. They call all of this stuff residue. These misrememberings and these thoughts that we had and stuff. It's called residue. At least in the circle, that it's in. You can turn it back on. But how can so many people remember it differently?
I don't know.
The Monopoly Man. The Monopoly. Can you describe to me what the Monopoly Man? You remember from Monopoly? Monopoly. We've played Monopoly a bunch of times. It takes like 7 hours. What does the guy look like? What's his name? Mr. Pennybags. The guy with on all the cards and stuff. He's got a top hat and tails.
Yeah, and he's got
maybe a cane and a monocle. Huh?
He has a cane, but I don't think he has a monocle.
He doesn't. A lot of people remember him wearing one.
No, I don't. I remember the peanut guy had a monocle.
Right, that's what I was going to say. They're confusing him with the peanut guy. There's a scene in one of the Ace Ventura movies. Have you ever seen Ace Ventura, Anna? Don't say no, please.
Yeah, then I won't.
God damn it, I love you. I want to bash your brain in with a hammer. There's a scene in there where he picks up a guy with a monocle and he goes, the Monopoly guy. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100 or $200. Anyway, I think that's where people get it from. That once again, it's this movie that is so famous and viral or whatever you want to call it.
So do you think that's what it is? Like most people, like some sort of more popular or similarly popular movie has changed it somehow, and that's how half the people remember it, and the other half remember it the way that it was. So that's why now we just call that a Mandela effect. Is there a movie where Nelson Mandela dies in prison?
That's what I'm saying. That you're right. How did that get injected into culture? How did that misremembering come about? Right. He wasn't even really. I mean, he was a world figure, but it wasn't like he was this pop cultural icon or something. 8 out of 10 people might not even know who the fuck he was in 1995.
Right. So, but unless there was a movie or something, that's what people are remembering.
Yeah, putting that into our brains.
Mm-hmm.
How about Snow White?
The Seven Dwarfs.
Or Snow White. You remember the movie? It's a Walt Disney movie. Once again, we're back to movies, which you probably have never seen it. I'm just going to assume you
I love Disney. And
the Walt Disney movie he was an animator back in the old days, and he had a lot of people named like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. And I know you wouldn't know any of those because they made movies, but Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What does she say? She looks in the mirror, the magic mirror on the wall, and what does she say? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Who's the finest? No Ferris.
No,
No.
that's not what she says. That's what most people think she says.
No, she doesn't say mirror, mirror on the
Nope,
wall.
she does not. She says magic mirror.
That's what it is. Magic
Who's the
mirror
fairest?
on the wall. Who is the fairest of them?
Once again, though, we're going to go back to like reproductions of that scene in Saturday Night Live and in movies.
There's even a redone Cinderella, and it's called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's a residue. That's a residue that we're in an alternative universe, according to the theorists.
I know there are some people out there that think that, but I just think that everybody, like, they watched that movie 1,000 times, so they've just replenished the real memory with that one because that's what they see more.
The movie with the fake,
right?
line.
Mirror, mirror,
right.
Luke, I am your father.
Because you got to think about it.
Tommy Boy way more than they seen Star Wars.
Right. Well, and you have to think about it, Snow White was what, like 1945 or something. It was like forever ago
or something.
People aren't looking at that. All right. Well, about a modern one. Did you ever see Silence of the Lambs? Anthony Hopkins, Jodie Foster.
No, it's scary. I do not watch scary movies.
I can't even with you.
Okay, but you can tell me about it.
Well, it's going to have no context for you. You're not going to understand any of it. But the other people in the world that have actually seen one of the most popular movies of all time, Silence of the Lambs, I would agree with you that it's scary, but it's not a horror film. In the Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter, who's one of the main characters, when he meets Clarice Starling, she's an FBI agent, and she's sent to investigate. She goes to interview him, and he's a real special predator. Dude, it's such an excellent movie. I can't believe you've never seen it. When she walks up, he says, "Hello, Clarice." Like he's been waiting for her because he's so smart and he knows what. But that's not what he says. He never says that in the movie. But it's one of the most quoted movie lines in pop culture. Once again, it's someone that's recreating that scene, and they've got the fake Hannibal Lecter standing there, and the fake Clarice walks up, and he goes, "Hello, Clarice," and it's you know immediately what scene in the movie they're talking about.
But it never happened.
But the scene happened, but he didn't say "Hello, Clarice." Just how they always say that. Well, I don't know. It doesn't say on my little article here that I have pulled up, and I tried to figure that out. I don't know. I would have to watch the movie again. It's something similar. It's kind of like the mirror, mirror, and the magic mirror. It's just a little slight deviation because he does greet her. Here, we'll go into a little bit of that scene. All right. The first time she goes to interview this fucking guy. Now, mind you, Hannibal Lecter is a cannibal. He eats people's liver with fava beans and a nice Chianti. Okay.
That's why I haven't watched the movie, dude. Go ahead.
You don't see that. It's just
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, no, dude. Come on. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. You'd like the character study in it. I'm telling you. It's a crime drama more than a horror movie. Anyway. Well, if that's already creeping you out, I'm not even going to go into it because people that have seen the movie know what he's like in solitary confinement. He's in this special fucking cubicle of a thing with plexiglass, and you're not allowed to hand him anything. You can't get close to the glass. He is literally just a monster. He will eat your face off. If he could, he'll eat your face off. He gets she gives him some stuff, and he ends up getting like a fucking staple. Like she sends him a package, later on in the movie. He ends up getting a staple off of a pack of papers that she gives him, some documents that she's got stapled together, and she just gives it to him thinking, well, there's nothing he can do. I won't go into graphic detail. He ends up using this staple to escape. Like, how do you're smart enough that you can use a fucking bent staple? You're resourceful enough to use a bent staple to get out of your jail cell, your maximum security, and you've somehow broken out of prison with a fucking, but he does in the movie anyway. He's super smart and he knows everything. He's the anti-hero. You ever hear of that term in a movie?
Yeah.
the anti-hero.
Yeah.
He's someone that you admire and root for, even though he's a monster.
The bad
That's
guy, though.
Hannibal Lecter is the perfect version of that. And Anthony Hopkins is a genius in his portrayal of that guy. It's an excellent movie. It won Oscars and it deserved every one of them, even though the Oscars can kiss my ass.
Yeah, I should
So,
probably watch it someday, but it's just scary and I don't like that.
well, don't even go back to the moon landing, Apollo 13. Do you know the story of Apollo? It's also a famous movie with Tom Hanks. Did you ever see that one?
I have seen that one.
Okay. All right. Well, then you hear uh, Tom Hanks go, Houston, we have a problem. They never said that. It's
They did
really
say we
only,
have a problem, though, don't they?
it says we've had a problem.
Oh,
That's actually what Jim Lavelle said. Houston, we've had a problem. Now, the writer in Apollo 13 in the movie script or whatever says, Houston, we have a problem. Minor difference, but a difference nonetheless.
right. True.
That's the Mandela effect. That they're saying that's a residue of an alternative universe. I don't believe that's true, but you know, I don't really think that's a Mandela effect. In
Just when
preparation, in preparation for this, I've watched like probably 6 hours of different YouTube videos of the newest and latest Mandela effects. A lot of them are really fucking sketchy.
yeah,
A lot of
I
them are
was watching
like
a lot of stuff too. I'm like,
a lot of them are like logos that changed. Like, did you ever notice the Coca-Cola logo has this or that, and now it doesn't? I'm like, yeah, but it's because you ever look at the Coca-Cola logo from like 1900? It looks way different than it
right.
does now.
Things do change. They update
Right.
things.
That's called just progression.
That's kind of how I feel about the Fruit of the Loom one. Because I feel like it's just their like they updated their logo. Is it them that's coming out and saying that they never had it before?
Is it Coca-Cola? No, it's the conspiracy theorists.
No, Fruit of the Loom.
For the Loom says that it never had a cornucopia.
So they say they haven't.
Correct.
Hmm.
Can you find some? Can you find any
That have it?
that have the cornucopia?
Yeah, I have seen videos where people have like dug out from old boxes of clothes and it has it on there.
Well, let's ask Google.
Do it.
Fruit of the Loom cornucopia controversy is a famous example of the Mandela effect, where millions falsely remember a cornucopia or horn of plenty behind the fruit in the company logo. Despite vivid memories of the logo, Fruit of the Loom confirms it's never used a cornucopia. There's no evidence of this logo and the brand historically featuring only fruits and leaves.
Hmm.
Let me do this. Does that help any at all?
Yeah, and I totally 100% remember the cornucopia.
I remember the cornucopia too, dude. I remember it so well. But
See, there it is on a
yeah,
shirt.
I know, but that's a fake. That's not. That's an artist rendering. See, it's on a t-shirt and shit. It's not real. I mean, that's a real tag. Oh wait, that doesn't have it on there. If the company itself, if the company itself is saying no, we didn't. I can't see it. There's no cornucopia, man. All these old vintage underwears. There's no cornucopia. Oh, here's one.
Okay, can I see all of the Fruit of the Loom logos then? See, look.
Yeah, but it's on Reddit, dude. It's on Reddit. I mean,
I don't know, man. I do feel like that tag looks familiar.
what if, no, man, I'm telling you, they said never. I was just thinking, what if, like, in Europe, Fruit of the Loom had cornucopia, or in Japan? You know what I mean? Like, only those, because that's pretty common for stuff. Look, the first 3 comments of this post is people arguing about if they should post it or not. Fuck off, Reddit. I'm so sick of the internet. This could be manufactured. Like, how hard would it be to Photoshop this?
Not hard at all. That's what's just shitty about today's society is you don't know what you're looking at.
Right. Exactly.
It could all be fake.
Right. So any images that we're going to come across, and if the company that makes them has said unequivocally, we do not ever have used a cornucopia. I don't know why I remember that. I don't know how that would have been injected into my memory or into culture.
That's what I keep thinking about. Why do we think that?
I don't know. The other ones, the movie ones, I get.
Me too, a little bit, but like this one, I remember it that way.
I do too. I remember there being a cornucopia. I just think that maybe my mind automatically goes to cornucopia, when it's not even. It's Fruit of the Loom. It's completely different.
But I know there was something that held all the fruit.
Well, there wasn't anything that holds the fruit. It's just floating there on the tag. Let's get rid of the cornucopia. See what that says. Yeah, see, there it is. There's vintage. That's what I remember from the 70s right there, man. Hey, see that right there? Mm-hmm. That's underwear that I bought when I was a kid. Well, I didn't buy it. My mom and dad did. But look, they're on the cover right there. You see it? Mm-hmm. There is no cornucopia. Why does it want me to sign into Etsy? Is that where this is at? It is. They're selling underwear on Etsy? I thought Etsy was places you made stuff. Oh, no, that's Pinterest. No, it's Etsy.
It is Etsy.
There's no cornucopia, man. I guess if you look at like Thanksgiving and stuff, there's cornucopia at Thanksgiving. I think this is another one of those. Like, I don't know, like just like one of those things that people make up that is completely made up. It's not real. I don't think that it's evidence of an alternate universe or we're living in a simulation. You know what I mean? Do you think it is? Do you think that's what it means?
No, I think we just remember it differently for whatever reason. Because not everybody does. Some people probably don't remember that.
How can you have that many people that do, though?
Well, there's that many people that remember Luke, I am your father, and you're 100% sure it wasn't. And they would argue with you because they're 100% sure it was.
Well, they're 100% wrong.
Okay, well, that's what people will say about the cornucopia thing to you, you know? It's just the way your brain remembers it. I just think it's so funny that it's become a thing, and now it's a thing. It's called the thing, you know?
Yeah.
And there's more and more all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be even more because I think it has to do with social media and like media in general and how they get information to us. So, like, or movies, they recreate movies and they redo movies. And like Tommy Boy, they probably couldn't say, no, I am your father. They probably said, Luke, I am your father because that wasn't trademarked.
Well, no, I don't think it has anything to do with that. At least that specific one. I think it's more that they wanted to say the least amount of words and get the most.
You know, it's Star Wars.
Right. You know, it's that scene. If I say Luke, you know that I'm talking to Luke Skywalker. And it's got to be Darth Vader. I'm your, you know what I mean? That's what I think. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. I've always thought that this is one of the weaker. There's the people that really are into the Mandela Effect and really are the conspiracy kind of people that really believe that it's some kind of residue and it's an alternate dimension or time has shifted or.
I don't think that, but there are people out there who do.
I think there's more evidence to support that we never went to the moon than there are that this is real.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
There's things that are Mandela effects that are unexplainable that I can't explain my memories of them. I've had memories that were wrong about lots of stuff. Me and my siblings argue all the time about stuff that I remember. They're like, you're out of your fucking mind. It didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
So it could be perfectly feasible that.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, what you remember and how your brain puts it together. It's just funny that so many people remember it a certain way. And that's what puts it in the category of Mandela Effect, I guess. I don't really know, man, but it is crazy.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know how to reconcile that. There's a new video like every couple of months. It's like a 3.5 hour video. The newest Mandela effects. I'm like, yeah, it's just a difference in a logo, bro. It's just,
yeah.
It's just a difference
a
in
lot
a
of
logo.
it I can debunk myself, you know, in my own head. Like I'm like, yeah, that's because of whatever. Or, yeah, like you just kind of didn't, you know what I'm saying? But there are some out there that I'm like, huh, I do kind of remember it that way.
I don't know, man. The Berenstain Bears. I can't reconcile
am not
it.
agreeing with that. That's what, well, at least that's what I called it, was Berenstain Bears.
I know I have some books. I got to find them. I know I got them somewhere. I've got boxes and boxes of comic books and shit like that all over his house.
You should hunt them down, man.
I thought I did. I thought we did a pretty extensive search one night. But I could do it again. Perhaps there's something I
would
missed.
be really curious to look. You know what I'm saying?
Because anything you look up now, I mean, I guess you could go like to the library.
No, but go, you know, like if you actually have them and you look at them, like they're actually yours from back then. You can confidently, knowingly say.
Or even if we could like find like we had a traveling salesman one time come to our house and he sold us an Encyclopedia Britannica. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
These kids today don't have any fucking idea, man.
No.
But we got an Encyclopedia Britannica. It was like real expensive as shit. Sherry was fitting to go to college, so they were like, "Yeah, we'll do it, and the kids will be in blah blah blah." I wonder if we could find the Berenstain Bears in the Encyclopedia Britannica and see how it's spelled. Is there an online Encyclopedia Britannica?
See, that's the thing. I don't want anything that's online.
Well, if it was official Encyclopedia Britannica, and if we looked, there's got to be some kind of a timeline. We could go back and look like vintage, because these were 70s. Dude, Sherry had them. I wonder if she still does.
I bet she does. Should I ask her?
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember seeing them anywhere in her house. They might be in storage though. She got them. Dan, she got them when we clean the house out and stuff after the parents' demise. They sat in the hallway. I walked by them 1,000 times. Probably only used them a dozen times.
I remember my grandma and grandpa had a set of encyclopedias, and we used it all the time. We would always be looking up stuff. Can I go look it up?
I used them for school and stuff.
Yeah.
But air's getting kind of chilly coming in that window. Damn.
Yeah, all these windows are open, and I'm getting kind of chilly too.
I got mine open too. It's blowing a cool breeze across me. Well, so after all this, we haven't really answered anything. We still don't know what the fuck, where it came from. I mean, we kind of got some ideas.
But I do think it's funny how it happens that way and how it's become a trend and a thing. It wasn't a thing in the 90s. Nobody talked about it. It wasn't a thing in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah. What brought it on? I think somebody just came up with it. It's like,
I know.
It's like the back rooms. Do you know what the back rooms are? Have you heard of them? That's a new viral thing here recently. There's even, once again, a movie coming out about the back rooms. I don't expect you to. I don't even know that I'll watch it, but is this like one of the earliest viral things? Like, would we have the Mandela effect if we didn't have the internet?
No, I don't think so.
We wouldn't.
I don't think so. I think that's part of it.
So the conspiracy is born directly out of having the internet, having all this information at our fingertips. So an anomaly was detected somewhere along the line. We read, I read an article.
Like, say somebody remembered Luke, I am your father, and somebody's like, that's not how it is. And they went back and watched the movie. It would say, no, I am your father. Yeah. And then they'd be like, where do I hear that from? I guess I was wrong, and move on. But now they're on the internet and they can find 5,000 people that also remember it the same way they do. And now they've created this Mandela effect. I just think the whole thing is kind of funny. It's like a social thing.
Yeah, but it's not social. That's where the lie comes. Is that social media, meaning you're connecting with people and you're interacting with people. And
well, when it first started,
I don't think that when you respond to a comment on the internet, you're responding to a person, because that person is sitting alone in their back bedroom at 2:00 in the morning in their underwear. And they have no fear of you because you're not there. They'll say stuff that they wouldn't say to your face.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that indicates to me
exist before the internet.
Social interactions are different than the ones you get, and yet different than the ones you get on the internet. And yet people claim that it's social interaction. You develop relationships on the internet,
but it's not social. It's not.
I agree. Right. I agree. It's not. It doesn't involve humans at all. It involves.
It actually is making our next generation more antisocial.
Yes.
Because they don't know how.
Yes. And then you add into that homeschooling. You add into that instilling in your children. Like, my parents never once taught me to believe one way or the other on political, social, economic. You know what I mean? They never, they taught me to value $1 and a hard day's work and all that kind of shit, but they didn't tell me how I should feel about stuff. They never taught me to be outraged because of what was going on in the world. You know what I mean? Like, they let that stuff develop naturally of my own free will, kind of how I was, let me process the information and develop my own opinions and stuff. They never instilled their opinions on me, which I think parents today are doing. Teachers today are doing.
Absolutely, 100%.
It is ruining society. society, social, society. Those both come from the same words in Latin.
Yeah.
Soc, that's people, that's interactions. Oh my God. My God, man. Who would have thought Mandela Effect would have brought that out of me?
Yeah.
That sort of reaction.
I don't know. But I agree with you. Like, I get what you're saying. I 100% agree.
Thank God I don't have any children.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's really hard too because you don't want to correct everything because, just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong, as a parent, but because you want everybody to be their own. But you also, I don't know, it's really hard. It is really hard. And social stuff, that's why my kids don't have social media, is because they don't need to be influenced by that. It's hard enough to be a kid as it is to be influenced by the rest of the fucking world.
Well, I think that your kid has social media. It's just not Facebook or Instagram.
Right, you're right. So they do have YouTube and stuff. So
there's gaming involved. He's on Discord server somewhere, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's social media, man.
I mean, there is social stuff that happens. You are right.
That's just a sign of the times, and you're not going to be able to get away with none.
No, you can't. You're right.
I can't. I have a Facebook account. I have an Instagram account. I've got one for my band. I don't post anything ever. I find it to be tiring and kind of stupid. But I also came up in a time when that thing wasn't the norm. We didn't have computers growing up, is what I'm saying. There were computers around, and some friends of mine had them and that kind of stuff, but it wasn't like it is now. Everybody has at least one now. I've got several.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 in the house right now.
Yeah. And it wasn't like that in the 90s at all.
True. It was not.
The first thing there was MySpace.
Yep. I remember having one of those.
Yeah, me too.
If I could remember the password, you could still get into it right now.
Can you?
Well, yeah, it's still up, man. MySpace still there.
I wonder if
there's all kinds. There's Google Plus. There's all kinds of social media platforms that are still out there. That's how I met my guitar player, was Google Plus, as a matter of fact. Or Craigslist. Maybe it was Craigslist.
Can you even get on MySpace anymore?
MySpace.com, man. Do it. Put it up in your Google search. You'll find it. Their problems aren't special.
No.
Is what I'm getting at. It's problems that everybody has. Even the richest people in the world have problems. And someone would go, yeah, they're having to fuck somewhere to put all that money. No, their kids come home with crazy notions and activities and behaviors and stuff just like yours does. Their car breaks down, their fucking electricity goes out, their internet goes down, they're all the things that
their heating element goes out.
Their dishes are dirty, their kids are failing college, all the same goddamn things.
I know.
But because you don't get free groceries from the government, you got an iPhone, motherfucker. You got 6-inch long fingernails on every hand you got.
It's true.
I watched a video today of this white woman who was they named her, they of course label her as a liberal, left winger, a lefty. She said she was professionally disabled. She refused to work. She's disabled. She's on the spectrum. She has autism. Now, mind you, she's got gumption enough to operate an iPhone and have a successful TikTok account with millions of followers and fucking nose rings and blue hair. But she's disabled. She wants to take my guns away from me. make me do just horrible things in my life so that she can continue to be professionally disabled, self-labeling herself as what do you do for a living? I don't, she says. I'm professionally disabled. Now, here I am after working and supporting my family for 30 plus years in a job that I don't particularly care for. No fault of anyone's but my own.
Right.
Looking at not being able to do it because I'm fucking half blind now. But this lady's going to get the money. She's going to get the money that the government's got set aside for that kind of stuff. How upside down is that, man? How did the world get so upside down?
I know. And it's so hard because sometimes there are people out there who need it, who do need help, you know, like at certain times in their life. Like I was a teenager and had no parents. Thank God for Social Security. That's what got me through, you know? Like my parents' Social Security. That's what we lived off of until I can get a job and start paying the bills on my own.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like that. So like we needed it. Have we ever used it since? No. We turned 18 and we don't get it anymore. But before we were 18, we needed it. So I mean, there's just like, you know, but then there's people out there who if you do need it, I think that's what it's there for. But then there's a lot of people out there who don't need it. And since it's there, they use it.
How many years did you use that money? And what age were you? Start to
12,
finish.
12
to 18. 6 years you were on it.
Mm-hmm.
So for 6 years, because you were a child, you were a minor, Social Security paid for you and you lived off the state or whatever it was, whatever you want to call it, Social Security. For 6 years. Okay. So I would like to know what the average amount of time spent on these kind of benefits from people. Are there stretches of time that extend beyond 6, 8, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years?
Well, if you're a newborn.
What are the regulations?
Well, like for my situation, my parents had deceased. So I was getting their Social Security from the state. So right. Until I turned 18, because I was a minor.
Right. You were a minor. That's different.
So if I was 2 and when my parents died, I would have got it for 16 years.
Until you were 18.
Right. So, I mean, okay. I guess it just, every situation's different.
Well, no, wait a minute. I think we're comparing because you were a minor. That's different. I wouldn't want to take anything away from a kid that was suddenly left without parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I get that.
That's what I used it for.
But I'm talking about after that. Let's say you're 25 and you get these benefits because you can't find a job or whatever it is, whatever the reason why. I don't understand how people get them to begin with. Sister applied for. She was a single parent that had a kid coming. They told her she made too much money. She can't, you got a job, you make too much money for us to give you these benefits, even though she was suddenly having another person to have to support.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't get any.
Yeah.
These folks have got like 4, 5, 6 kids, 7, all by different people. All of them capable of supporting their own fucking kids.
Yeah. Well, see,
and
like
this is not a racial issue. I want to emphasize it happens in all fucking white kids, black. There's all kinds of them.
When we were newly married, we'd been married for a year or 2. We had a baby. We were struggling. It wasn't easy. Life was hard. And we applied for some different things for newly pregnant people and new mothers and stuff. We didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Like we were denied because I was a married woman. So that's it. The state don't give nothing about it. But once you become a married woman.
Maybe that's why no one gets married anymore.
Maybe not.
I think that's not a Christian thing. Listen, marriage isn't a religious thing. People that are atheists get married. You know what I mean? Like, married is like a human thing. Like, you mate for life kind of a deal. Like, oh my God, I hooked up with someone that is just like me and broken in all the same ways, and we relate, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you get married. That's just a human thing. But people don't seem to want to do that much anymore. And if they do it like 5 times.
Yeah.
They get married and divorced, and then married and divorced, and then married and divorced, and then married and divorced. You're like, oh, so and so's getting married. And you're like, are you kidding me?
Didn't they already?
Yeah. Again?
I thought they already did.
She's been married like 4 times, man.
Yeah.
Fixing to be 5. Some women do that with abortions. Get pregnant 5-6 times and have an abortion every time. I happen to know some people that have done that. That's I don't. You do you and I'll do me, but at the same time, that's horrible.
It is. Learn your lesson.
Yeah, you're thick-headed. Or just a whore. Keep your goddamn legs together. Something. Do something.
Yeah.
Don't let the guy rail you without a condom or something. Take some pills.
My mom told me a story after I was born, because my parents weren't married when I was born. And so I was like, a couple weeks old, and my mom came home from the drugstore with birth control. And my grandma looked at her and was like, didn't you learn your lesson? And she's like, yeah, that's why I have the birth control. Like, gotta be, if you're gonna do it, then at least prepare yourself.
Well, I think that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yeah,
that's saying if you can keep it from happening to begin with, you're better off in the long run.
And it takes way less effort.
Less effort, right?
I know.
If you can foresee that this might be a problem, don't let it get to a place, buy a box of condoms, for fuck's sake. Keep them in your purse. I mean, I say, I call women whore and that kind of stuff. And I really don't mean that. They're not immoral people. It's not that. It's just that
you gotta
fuck so bad that you're willing to do. You'd rather get an abortion than have the dude wear a condom.
That's my thing, is use your brain. Like, you can be crazy, but still be safe.
Safer. At least, they sell fucking rubbers in a truck stop bathroom for $1.50 or whatever, man.
Vending machine. You can get a picture.
That's what I'm saying. I remember there was a bathroom. I can't remember where it was at, but they had a vending machine and they had French ticklers in there. You ever see a French tickler?
No, I don't think so.
Well, it's a condom.
Okay.
And at the very end of the condom, like at the head region, there's like these rubber flangey things.
Oh my God.
Called a French tickler. Yeah, man. And they were non-lubricated.
Ugh.
And they're pretty thick. And they didn't recommend you use them for contraception, but they were supposedly, wild.
That's funny. No, I've never heard of that.
Ask Dan if he's ever heard of a French tickler.
Dan. Yeah. Have you ever heard of a French tickler?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, of course.
He said, isn't it a feather?
No, it's not. It's a prophylactic.
They call that just a tickler? Like the...
No, this is like
prophylactic. It's a prophylactic. You put it over your penis.
It's
kind of like a condom.
It's like a condom that you put over your penis, and it has like this. The French
fingers.
Ticklers.
Ticklers. Red ticklers. Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, he's never heard of that either.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that neither one of you know what a fucking French tickler is.
He's making fun of me because I didn't know what it was. That's why he told me to ask you.
Yeah.
And he's like, he doesn't believe me that neither one of us know what that is. I've never heard of that.
Oh wait, Dan was right. When I Googled it, it gave us all kinds of fucking feather dust.
I know the feather ticklers.
Yep. Hang on a minute. Oh my God. Holy shit. And there's guns. Where did the guns come from? Oh, it's called an SKS French chick. Okay, I see why. I see why they're saying it. Wow, I never knew. I would have called. I just would call that a feather duster.
I called it a feather tickler.
Leave it to Daniel Keith, that motherfucker. Here's the one. This is the one I got at the gas station right here. I'll share it with you. Right here. This is the one. Specially designed to tickle her fancy. Buy several for your friends.
Oh my God. Direct from
Paris.
Where's it unboxed?
Is there one unboxed?
I don't know. I can't see it. I can't find one that isn't in the box. Hang on. Let me go back. There's other pictures, but they don't seem like they're currently. Oh, it's just another picture of the box.
I'm gonna Google
No,
it.
that ain't quite it. What's that?
I'm gonna Google it and see what I can find.
Yeah, I think there's got to be some better images. Let me go back one. Let me go back to here. Here, this is more like it. It's something like this.
This.
No, it's something like this here. Here we go.
Like this?
Do you see this right here?
Oh my gosh.
I can't see it.
Oh, you got it up on the screen now.
Look on my screen, man.
Yeah.
Here's the fingers right here. Here's the ticklers right here. This thing here wasn't on the one I had out of the gas station at the truck stop.
I'm gonna send
Hey,
you
the
this.
kitty. Is that Wanda or is that the other one?
This is Walter.
Oh, the male.
That's a Walter.
Yes. He's my baby. I just sent you a picture.
I just got it actually. Is the French tickler?
That's what I found.
My phone will take 17 minutes to find it.
Ugh.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. That's pretty much it. Except the one I'm talking about had just these. That's on the picture that I found. Just these things here.
Oh yeah.
It did not have these things. It just had the regular condom part and then these, except they were more finger-like or like feathery finger.
Oh wow.
Dan said, "Oh wow."
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. That's why I bought it. I think the concept is the same regardless.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder, dude, if anyone on YouTube ever sees this and has ever seen or bought or know of a French tickler, please,
Tickler.
please comment down below. I would love it if you would give me your French tickler experiences. I would love to read
I
about
would
it.
love to hear some of those. Yes.
It's hilarious.
I agree. Well,
Yeah.
I know that I'm loath to, kind of sign us off here and wrap it up. But I also know that the clock on the wall is probably not in your favor.
No. It's almost 9 o'clock. It is past bedtime.
It is 9. It's 9. Yeah, man. I absolutely loved podcasting with you tonight.
Yeah, me
Enjoyed
too.
it.
I had more energy.
Yes.
Energy up, and I just didn't have it
Me
tonight.
too. I don't either. I never do anymore. But,
Yeah.
But, nonetheless.
Go down the sunset behind me this time.
Yeah, it's completely dark now.
Yeah.
But at least your windows are finished.
At least they are, Corey.
At least they are.
And I need to go eat some dinner.
Yep.
I'm hungry.
Yep. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching.
Yeah.
I really, I don't, the people that know me, they understand what I'm talking about when I say what I like doing about it and stuff. And, yeah,
Appreciate everyone
Yes.
for watching.
if you don't like what's presented to you, then choose none of the above. That's what I always say. I guess we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully there'll be one soon.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.